Good day, Mulugan learners. So, nanapunta to discuss some important topics sa Module 2. So, I am Sir James Ray. Okay, so let's start. So, for Module 2, nadari ang rational functions, rational equations, and rational inequalities. So, first, let's discuss what is rational functions. Okay, when we say rational functions, that is name, okay, with the f, with the g of x, okay, and when we say rational, okay, so it is a rational expression wherein na ay variable nga x or y or any variable, let's say x this time, sa denominator. Okay, so this is an example. Another example is f of x equals 3 over x squared minus 1. As you notice, na napoy variable x sa denominator and it is named after f. So when we say rational equations, okay, in equations, nadyo tayo makita nga, okay, equal sign. Okay. And 4 equals x plus 1 over x minus 2. So the difference between the equation and function is named f or g, okay, but for equation wala. Okay, another example is 3x equals 3 over x squared minus 1. So you notice na equal sign, okay, but the equation it is not named as function f or g, okay, or h or any letter. Okay, for rational inequalities, okay, you can clearly see kung inequality siya if you notice na ay mga less than, less than or equal, and greater than or equal. So say for example, these two examples. Okay, as you notice na ay less than and greater than or equal. So that are symbols for inequalities. Okay. So for equations and functions, you notice na equal sign, but for functions, it is named f, but for equations, dili na siya name after a variable. So these are the three topics sa module 2. Okay, so this time let's solve for the rational equations. So solve for x, in which, okay, 2x over x plus 3 is equal to 5. Okay, so how to solve for x? Okay, para first thing to do is dapat wala na tong denominator para masayon siya isolve. So to do that one, multiply both sides by the denominator. So given 2x over x plus 3 equals 5, okay, multiply both sides by the denominator, which is x plus 3. Okay, so sa left side, x plus 3 divided by x plus 3 is simply equal to 1. And you already know that 1 is, any number multiplied by 1 is equal to itself. So mabili na lang sa left side is 2x. For the right side, you have the 5 times x is 5x. And 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, so combine like terms. So itipok na to tanan sa right side ang tanan variables. Okay, so sa left side is katong mga walay variables. So for 15, sa left side siya. So from positive 15, that will become negative 15. Okay, so let me erase that one kaya di maklaro ang 5. So you have 15, negative 15. So 5x, from positive 2x, that will become negative 2x. Okay, so simplify further, 5x minus 2x. So you have 3x, and so because it's negative 15. And to solve for x, okay, so what do you need to divide both sides? Okay, so that's right, divide it by 3. So mabili na lang dyan sa pikas nga side, sa right side is only x. Negative 15 divided by 3 Okay, that's right, negative 5. Okay. To check if your answer is correct, okay, mas maayo kung magbuhat ta og checking. Okay. So, let's check if your answer is correct. Okay. For checking if x is negative 5. Okay. This negative 5 will be substituted sa imong original nga equation. Okay. Lisan nimo tanan x by negative 5. Okay, so you have 2 times negative 5 over negative 5 plus 3. Okay. Equal ba na siya? So put question mark. Equal ba na siya kang 5? Okay. Distribute 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. Okay, equal ba na siya kang 5? Okay, negative 10 divided by negative 2. Okay, that's right, 5. And 5 equals 5. Therefore, your answer nga negative 5 is the correct answer. Okay, another example for rational equation is this one. Okay, so you have to solve for x. 1 over x plus 1 equals negative 4 over x squared. So you notice you have two rational expressions within different denominators. Okay, similarly sa itong example kaganiha. Okay, so ilisan, walaon sa nato ang denominator. And to do that one, multiply both sides by all the denominators. Okay, so let's rewrite the given. You have the 1 over x plus 1. Equal to negative 4 over x squared. Okay. So multiply both sides by all the denominators, which is x plus 1 and x squared. Okay, so kung sa'yo magibuhat sa left side, must be done to the right side. Okay, so you notice x plus 1 divided by x plus 1 is simply equal to 1. So that is an identity. So for the left side, that is 1 times x squared na mabilin, which is x squared equal to, okay, so sa right side, x squared over x squared is also an identity. So negative 4 times x, ang nalang nabilin. So negative 4 times x is negative 4x, and negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. So since this is a quadratic form, okay, so pinakasayon is dapat naka-standard siya. So all terms must be one side only. So you have x squared. So from negative 4x, so you have positive 4x. And from negative 4, you have the positive 4 equal to 0. So this is the standard form. So notice x squared plus 4x plus 4 is factorable. And the factor for this one, okay, is x plus 2 squared, or the square of x plus 2. Okay, so this is equal to 0. Since this is a square form, you can use the square root, okay, nga method na padayon. Okay, so the square root of a squared number is equal to the number. So the square root of x, the square of x plus 2, so mabili na lang is the x plus 2. The square root of 0 is always 0. Okay, and x equals this time, okay, negative 2. Okay, to check if your answer is correct, okay, same with the previous example. Okay, let's try to do the checking. Okay, so if x is equal to negative 2, okay, so you have, okay, substitute all x by negative 2. Okay, so 1 over, si x ilisa natong negative 2, negative 2 plus 1, okay, equal to Okay, let's put question mark. Hindi pa man ta sure. So you have the negative 4 over negative 2 squared. Okay, so simplify. So for the numerator, that is simply 1 ra Japon. For the denominator, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Okay, so equal question mark. So the numerator for the right side is negative 4. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. Okay, negative 2 times negative 2 is positive. So 1 divided by negative 1 is simply negative 1. Okay, for the right side, negative 4 divided by positive 4 is also a negative 1. Since negative 1 equals negative 1, therefore, your answer nga x equals negative 2 is already correct. Okay, so this time, let's solve for the rational inequalities. So solve for x, in x minus 3 over x plus 1 greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so ang imong una buhaton for rational inequality, so make sure the right side of your inequality is 0. In other terms, is naapod sa isa ka side. Okay, so the next nga mong buhaton is finding the roots of your inequalities. Okay, so what are the roots? Okay, the roots of your inequality is kung kanus ma-zero ang imuhang inequalities, okay, 0 ang left side, or kanus ma-undefined. Okay, or pwede po nga, okay, you need to solve for, you need to equate the numerator, okay, into 0, and the denominator into 0. Okay, then solve for x. Okay. Or pwede po nanon nimo. Unsay value ni x nga kung minusan nimo og 3, okay, mahimo siyang 0. Gets na? Okay. Unsa kay value ni x? Unsa ka ang number? Ang pwede nimo ipuli kang x. Na kung minusan nimo og 3, mahimo siyang 0. Okay. So, the answer is 3. Okay. So, similarly, sa denominator, unsa kay value ni x nga kung mag-add kag 1, mahimo siyang 0. Okay, so that's right. You have the negative 1. Okay. After determining the roots, okay, ang imong next button is draw a number line. So, mara siya, isa ka straight line. Okay, then plot the numbers. So, okay, between 3 and negative 1, unsa ang mas gamay? Okay, so that's right, negative 1. Okay, and syempre, mas dako is 3. So, sa mas right ang number 3. Okay, so sa left is padulong negative infinity and to the right is the positive infinity ng numbers. So you notice na yung mga numbers diha is negative 2, negative 3. Sa tunga is you have the 0, 1, and 2. Okay, and to the right side is the 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay, so yung buhaton is take any number from these 3 ka-divisions. Okay, so let's start with the pinaka-daplin. So, choose lang mag-any number nga between negative infinity to negative 1. So, let's try x equals negative 2. Okay, so, let's substitute the negative 2. Negative 2 minus 3. Okay, so that's right, negative 5. Pero ayaw isulat ang 5, only the symbol or the sign. Okay, which is the negative. How about negative 2? Negative 2 plus 1. Okay, that's right, negative 1. But again, that is a negative number. So, over negative na Japan yung musulat. If you notice negative divided by negative, the answer is positive. Okay, umana ta sa left side. So, sa middle part na ta. Okay, choose a number. Mas mayo ka itong mas sayon nga number. Okay, so let's try 0. kay 0 kay magit-an man between negative 1 and 3. So let's substitute 0 minus 3. Okay, that's right. The answer is negative. 0 plus 1. Okay, so positive 1. So a positive number. Negative divided by a positive. So the answer is a negative number. Okay. So the last division, so you have x equals, choose a number, let's say 5. Okay, 5 minus 3. Okay, a positive 2. Okay, 5 plus 1. So a positive 6, so a positive job. Positive over positive, that is a positive. Okay, so manata. This time, check. Okay, which of the three division is greater than 0? So you notice na kay positive and negative. Between positive and negative, unsa ang greater than to 0? So that's right, the positive. Kaya kung negative, less than 0 naman siya. So, walay labot ang negative, only the positive. So, these are the intervals kung unsa ang solution sa x nimo. Okay. Tanan left ni negative 1 o right ni positive 3. Okay. Next is, how about the roots? Okay. If na equal sign, always check the roots. If wala equal sign, okay, ayaw na i-check apil ang roots. So, for example, this one na may equal sign. So, let's check. 3 minus 3, 0. Over 3 plus 1, 4. So, 0 over 4. Okay, that is 0. Okay. Notice 0 is equal kang 0. So, pwede si 3. Okay. If pwede, use kanang bracket. Okay. If negative 1, notice sa denominator, if negative 1 si x, negative 1 plus 1 is 0. And that is undefined na din or indeterminate. So, walay labot si negative 1. Kung walay labot ang isa ka roots, always use a parenthesis sign. So, for the answer, okay, so, if that involves negative infinity or positive infinity, okay, always use a parenthesis. So, for this one, okay, since this is a negative infinity, so, use parenthesis. Okay, so negative infinity until negative 1. So for negative 1, parenthesis japon siya. If there are two answers na interval, use union. Okay, for 3, since apil man si 3, use bracket. Then for infinity, notice infinity, again parenthesis. Again, pag infinity ang involved or negative infinity, parenthesis. And that's all. Okay, another example is this one. So you have x over x minus 8 plus 2 over x plus 4 greater than or equal to 0. So for this example, okay, there are two rational expressions with different denominators. Okay, so the first thing to do for this one is combine or make one fraction lang or expression, okay, given this one. So the LCD for these two is x minus 8 and x plus 4. Okay, so x minus 8 times x plus 4 divided by x minus 8. So mawala ang x minus 8, ang x plus 4 ang mabilin, which is i-multiply na to sa x. Okay, plus the denominator again, i-divide na to x plus 4. So, ang mabilin is x minus 8. So, x minus 8, multiply na to 2. So, you have 2 times x minus 8 greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Ayaw i-cancel ha. Okay. Since there is addition 4. So, distribute the x. So, x times x squared. X times 4 is 4x. Okay. Plus 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. All over x minus 8 times x plus 4 greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so let's simplify. So you have the x squared. Combine like terms, 2x plus 4x, you have the 6x minus 16. Okay, all over x minus 8 times x plus 4. Okay, greater than or equal to 0. Then, try to factor out the numerator. Notice this is simple trinomial. What is the factor of negative 16? Kaya kung i-add na to is positive 6. Okay, so that's right. 8 and negative 2. So if you check, 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. 8 minus 2 is positive 6. So you have the x plus 8 and the x minus 2 all over x minus 8 and x plus 4 greater than or equal to 0. So this time, naka-factor out na tanan and only in one term ang given. Okay, so let's continue how to solve for x. So this inequality is equal as a given inequalities. Okay, so the first thing to do is, again, solve for the roots. The roots is kung kanus ama 0 ang ato ang expression or ma-undefined. Okay, so for this one, for x plus 8, kanus ama 0 ang kana nga factor. Okay, so when x is negative 8. Okay, actually, opposite lang sa sign. Okay, so for x minus 2, positive 2. X minus 8 is positive 8. X plus 4 is negative 4. So these are the roots. Okay, next is the real number line. Okay, plot unsa ang pinakagamay between the 4. Okay, so that's right, negative 8. Ay kaduha is negative 4. Okay, katulo is positive 2. And the last one is 8. So you have 5 divisions for this example. Okay, so sa pinaka left, start na. Okay, choose a number. Okay, let's say if x is negative 10. Negative 10 atong gipili. Okay, substitute negative 10 sa to ang given. So, negative 10 plus 8. Okay, so you have a negative. Negative 10 minus 2. So, it's a negative 12 Japon, which is negative. Okay, over negative 10 minus 8, that is a negative Japon. Negative 10 plus 4, that is a negative 6. Negative na Japon. So, you notice, negative times negative over negative times negative. Okay, positive. Para mas dali, okay, if there are even numbers of negative, that is always a positive. Okay, the second one, if x is, let's say, negative 5. Okay, negative 5 plus 8. That's right, positive 3, which is a positive. Negative 5 minus 2. Okay, negative 7, which is a negative. Negative 5 minus 8. Negative 13, which is also a negative na pod. Negative 5 plus 4, that is a negative 1. So you notice there are odd, or there are 3, okay, even negatives. Okay, so the answer is a negative. Pag even, okay, even number of negatives, that is a positive. Okay, so this time sa tunga, let's say x equals 0. 0 plus 8 is a positive. 0 minus 2 is a negative. 0 minus 8 is a negative na po. 0 plus 4, that is a positive. So there are even number of negatives. So that is always positive. So if x is tunga-tunga between 2 and 8 is, okay, let's say 3. Okay, choose the simplest number nga inyong mabalaan. So, you have 3 plus 8. Okay, a positive. 3 minus 2. A positive. 3 minus 8. A negative. 3 plus 4. Okay, positive 7, which is a positive. There is only one negative, an odd. Therefore, the answer is negative. Okay, lastly, sa last nga division, if x is, let's say, 10. Okay, you can choose any number aside from 10. Basta greater than 8. Okay, 10 plus 8 is a positive. 10 minus 2 is also a positive. 10 minus 8, a positive 2, which is a positive. And 10 plus 4 is positive 14, which is also positive. So since it is all positive, okay, the answer is positive. Okay, choose between your answers, kanana sa labos, which of them is greater than 0? Okay, so that's right. Kung greater than 0, the positives. So there are 3 divisions. So the next part is, let's check the roots. Okay, so tanawin mo kung na-equal sign. If na-equal sign, you must check the roots. Kung included ba. If wala, ayun ay apil ang roots. So all roots ng gikan sa denominator, ayun ay apil. Okay, but okay, so kung wala apil, use the parenthesis sign. Okay, so that is the positive 8 and the negative 4. Okay, for the roots gikan sa numerator, which is the negative 8 and positive 2, since na-equal sign, it must be included. Okay, so let's write your answer in interval notation. So you have, okay, pag negative infinity, parenthesis always. Okay, padulong sa negative 8. Since negative 8 is included, so use bracket. So, pag daghan answers, use union. So, negative 4. Okay, si 2 is included, so bracket na po. Union. Si 8 is not included, so use parenthesis again. Okay, padulong positive infinity. Since infinity na siya, always use parenthesis. And that's your answer. Thank you.